At the bottom right of the map, the two-player map, we have our Terran player starting for TSL. This is
TSL port.
And also map number 2 is up against our Protoss. Starting to the top left, in blue, starts the Team Liquid player. His ID is
Liquid Hero.
Liquid Hero, man, up a game, looking very strong in the last game, taking an early lead and running with it.
An important note here is, by the way, that we were wrong with what we said earlier. I mean, we've been casting so many games, we already mentioned that sometimes they just blur into each other. So at this point in time, it's actually not a win or die. So the players that lose still have a shot to actually advance, to be one of the 10 players that qualify. We have 12
the
players.
consolation match.
Exactly, the consolation matches. It completely slipped my mind as well. So it's of course really important if you want to qualify that you take these games. That is your chance to qualify right away. But from all the players that we currently still have in the tournament, the losers of today's matches still have a chance.
That's right. If they win that match, which it's not going to be easy, of course, either. But yeah, you're right. That had slipped my mind. When I have in my mind the losers bracket, I just think death. You know, I think you're done.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, okay, it's the last chance that you have, but we are already this far in the tournament that it actually matters. With the 10 players that advance out of here. So guys, apologies for what we said earlier. And now, focusing a little bit more on the match at hand, it's of course for Polt really important that he kind of makes the squad. This is the map that he played against Seed, where he actually looked like he would win the game, but once again, one of his drops failed. The first drop was with 4 medivacs into Seed's main base. It was exactly the same scouting positions that we have today, and the first drop did so much damage. But the second drop was anticipated. The second drop ran right into a storm, into Zealots that charged in, and then suddenly Polt found himself in a really awkward position, and Seed capitalized on it. Now, Polt is up against Hero. He's down a map. Will he be able to pull this thing around to force game number 3? He's once again blocking the expansion here with Engineering Bay. And
this time, he does get it to finish a little bit more than last time, but with the Zealot out, actually, still, oh wow. Calorie, he's chrono boosting Warp Gear Research, he's got a forward pylon. This may be one of these pylons we've been seeing players put out early, but he may, I
mean, with
yeah, he's just gonna put his Nexus down. But I was gonna say, like, that Warp Gate Research is still too far behind, but it's possibly 4 gates now.
Yeah, with a Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate, of course, he's losing one of the Chrono Boosts that he could otherwise spend on either his gateways to get the units out a little bit faster, or, of course, onto his economy, which is the choice that most players go for here.
Yeah, now he's now got kind of a line of vision in the middle of the map with that forward pylon.
He still has the probe at the third now. And we have the double barracks for Polt as the follow-up, so he's not going to straight into double gas. And here comes refinery number 1, probably followed by the second one fairly soon.
Can you see on the mini-map what I see, where you see a person that like is going like this with his hands? And he's kind of like tilted to the side slightly. You see that?
No.
You see the hands and the face and then like his feet, and he's kind of going like this?
You're really creative today.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all I can think about right now. That person in the middle of the map is really happy that the forward pylon is made. Otherwise, he would have only had one hand. It would not be a person.
I actually see one of those charging in like this.
Okay, I can see that. He's about to go for a punch. Oh my god, now that's all I can see.
Leading with the left and then following it up with the right.
Yeah, he is beating somebody up.
I mean, his style is a little bit weird. You don't want to do that if you take too much momentum with your right hand.
And he exposes his entire body like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But he must have done a lot of damage with the first punch.
Yeah, I mean, if he does enough damage with the first punch and irritates his opponent for a second, then he can follow it up with such a punch on the right. But otherwise, it would be... Oh, and here he comes.
Oh, the right hook coming into the watchtower.
Probably nobody sees this. And oh, he's actually going for a body shot here. Did you see that? How he angled it from below?
That was pretty sick. Now he is a Venn diagram.
Nobody actually saw this. And everyone is like, what the fuck are they smoking? 44 against 46 supply right now. Not only even in the overall supply, but also when it comes down to the worker count. And we have the follow-up here for Hero straight into the robotics bay on the 2 base that he has. A very early robotics bay here.
Again, Polt with the double bunkering, playing very safe. He knows he is down a game here, does not want to die to pressure. This is the situation where players attack the most off of 2 bases, just very quickly, fast. 2 base, 4 gate pressure, for example, because it's the moment where they could actually just take the best of 3 and move on. So Polt wants to be very careful here. but now making a very normal transition into his factory play. See if his combat shields timing is a little bit crisper this game, see if he wants to attack a little bit faster, but he's going to face really quick Colossus from Hero once more.
Here comes the scan from Pole. Has now, of course, the knowledge of the count of sentries that we have, but Pole doesn't have the vision in the main base, and this is the biggest problem that he has right now. Because yes, he knows about the expansion, he knows about the unit composition, but he does not know about the tech of choice.
Yes. Colossi very popular right now, but this is not, I mean, this is not what Pole is going to be happy to, he knows he doesn't know, so he's not happy is what I'm trying to say. And one difference that we have this game already from Hero's build last game is that he does not have the Forge. And actually there is 2 Forges. Oh, that was well worth it.
Yeah, the double SCV. Forge. SCV gets taken out, and still in the main base, Pole does not know what's going on here. His starport is now being built, so of course when he wants the Medivacs, we will probably see the drop play once more. But you can actually, it's guaranteed that Hero watched the games against Seed. So Pole has to be very, very, very careful how he approaches this map. This is something that he has already played, where he has shown his style, so Hero will be ready.
And, oh, the probe just barely misses this, because this is actually, yeah, Bolt kills the probe, but actually the probe sees what it wanted to see. A very aggressive sentry warp in here coming from that left pylon we saw earlier, and wow, Hero going up to, no, 5 gates. I thought, oh, okay, there's the 6, because I was going to say, man, you got to go up to 6. He's going to trap these units with the first Colossus and no combat shields. Oh my god, this is so bad for Bolt. Keeps all the sentries alive.
I mean, these force fields for Hero just in the last few days, these are incredible. This is crazy.
He's playing on a tablet PC, man. He's cheating.
We talked about how insane the force fields of Seed are, but Hero, wow.
Yeah. I feel like he's just like actually pressing the screen with his fingers, just like putting the force fields where he wants them. It's amazing actually.
He's on a different tech level.
Yeah. He is actually just like living in the future right now. I don't know how he did that. Well, the factory will go down, and the armory actually needs to be started if he wants to get 2-2 upgrades. He needs to start that actually. That's really important.
The Medivac, on the other hand, is now, both of them are heading on the left side of the map, and of course Hero has a couple of units already in position to spot them. As we said earlier, this is what Pole did against Seed. Yes, against the Protoss you have to drop. But the problem is right now that he's already eagerly awaited by Hero Stalkers, and they are just waiting for another bunch of Medivacs heading their way.
Yeah, in fact, I would be really happy to see him wait further back away from the pylon and then come in and get the kill on the Medivacs rather than trying to chase it away. He will lose a pylon over here on the left side, and in fact the second one may just be taken out as well. Now that he's seen it, he's like, nope.
Yeah. Pole, of course, knows now that his drop has been spotted, and this is something that he most likely also expected. Protoss players figured out the timing for the drops. You could really see how Hero is immediately moving back into his main base in order to make to just counter this drop play. And now we have him with actually with the hallucination. He wants more scouting information here.
A lot of not hallucination energy, orbital energy for Pole, as if he's afraid of having to use scans. He does use a scan at the natural. It's as if he's concerned about Hero making a tech switch and him being unprepared. The factory does finish up now, so he can start that important armory, but he had to remake a factory. That really hurts your upgrades when you're a Terran player. Wasn't able to start +2 yet, and as a result, 2-2 already on the way for Hero, way ahead of Pole right now. These are all little things that really start to add up. The armory now is started.
Pole is still leading in the overall supply, and with the armory timing, of course, as already pointed out, he has the problem that he's a little bit behind in the upgrade count. He will have to play catch up here. And he starts to send his SCVs over to the base at the right side of the map. This is a little bit of an unusual position to take a third base, but as long as Hero doesn't scout it, it's of course great, and you can always retreat back into your main base. This is the one advantage that you have.
In fact, I'm so surprised we don't see more Terrans try to take this because, I mean, obviously it's a little bit exposed if he's got a big force way stronger than yours, but if you're about even, then yeah, you're right, man. You just pull back into the main, you defend. You may lose some SCVs, that's the concern. Storm is now on the way much faster for Hero than it was last game, and this is part of the reason why he's got this supply deficit. He's put a lot more gas into these upgrades, into the tech. Pole literally had more resources to spend because he didn't have the armory yet, so he spent those on units, and that's kind of why we have this difference in supply.
We also have a War Prism coming up now, and with the Storm halfway done, This Warp Prism could be used for multiple things. Of course, Storm Drops are one of the things that you are scared the most. As a, well, yeah, it basically doesn't matter if you're a Terran player, a Zerg player, or a Protoss player. If there's actually a Storm Drop somewhere that you don't see, it might well cost you a lot of your SCVs and therefore the income.
Yeah, and also you can position your Templar with the Warp Prism as well. They cannot be EMP'd while they're loaded up as well as that, so...
+2/+2 done for Hero.
Yeah, he's way ahead in upgrades.
Pole just started, but Hero doesn't follow it up with a third upgrade wave immediately. And Pole is currently just roaming the map, trying to get into a position here. He has the third base up for a little bit longer than his opponent. And here comes once again a drop attempt.
Yeah, that third base you just mentioned is so crucial because Pole is mined so much here. He's trying to distract the units in the main base, then go for attack at the third. Meanwhile, Pole is actually taking a fourth. Will the feedbacks be true? No, he storms instead, and this will actually force a lift. Meanwhile, the army of Pole getting caught. Hero actually never hesitates to attack armies on the map. That's one thing that's really stylistic about his play. He's so good with force fields that he will actually force the engagement rather than the Terran.
It's actually great that Pole just... the medivacs to the right, exactly. Here they are. You be careful, both of them being taken out. But Pole was able to save his job, and this was really something that could come into play here. Is he able to flank his opponent, or is he moving in at third base? At the same time, now Pole with 180 supply has an army that is pretty much damaged. A drop into the main base, a warp in more.
Yeah, and those Zealots are heavily upgraded. They're going to take so long to kill with those Marines, so he's killing units as they spawn, including Ghosts now in the main base.
Wow, this is bad. Pole not paying attention to it and losing 3 Ghosts. And another problem here for Pole is, of course, that this army of Hero is now in a great position.
Yeah, Pole, he cannot, there's no angle of attack Pole can find, and now not only is Hero better positioned than him in the middle of the map, but he actually could attack the third base. He's seen it now with the Warp Prism. He decides to go to the natural. Pole is in the middle of nowhere. He's way out of position to do anything. He cannot counterattack. He cannot fight this army. And Hero is walking all over him like a doormat at this point. Is he even going to stop +2 armor from finishing at this engineering bay?
Great position here for Hero to be in. He's on the high ground. He force fields the ramp. He's actually in the sweet spot here. Pole trying to make it happen somehow, but now his Vikings are completely out of position. Right above of those Stalkers, and they get taken out. Pole now trying to control the choke point. This is just so bad for Pole.
Yeah, he needs to turn around and go for a counterattack, I feel. But I mean, even if he does, it's so far away. He's losing so much already. And Hero never break up that ramp with storms and force fields on the other side with a concave waiting you. Even if you do get up, this is not a fight Pole wants to take, but he has no choice.
It's a loss-loss situation for Pole. Whatever he does, it's the wrong decision. He needs to take down these High Templars, and he starts to do so. The Storms are good, not killing too many units though. The Storms actually in this moment will dodge, but the Warp Prism is going to die.
He's got 4 hit points left. He stopped targeting it, but this attack is now over. Pole will clean this up. The Warp Prism! It's got 3 Templar in it. 2 of them die. 1 escapes with a storm, but will be taken out. But look at the supply, 119 to 89, so 30 supply lead, plus all the production damage done. Yeah. Hero's economy was not slightly even affected.
27 Harvesters are left. Hero killed 46 workers. 46 workers being taken down by Hero. Pole, on the other hand, has 4 orbitals right now. For a short amount of time, he's definitely in the position where he can keep his income up. But the problem is he lost his Ghost Academy. Yeah, and he also lost one of his engineering base just before this +2 attack, armor upgrade finished. So that's definitely a problem. Hero never started his +3/+3, but taking down those engineering base in the perfect timing was actually brilliant.
And did not get the armory, but I mean, it's more important. Obviously, you need the E-base to get upgrades. That's kind of like the more crucial
Did Pole
thing.
finish the +2 attack upgrade at least?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, he did. Okay, at least the attack upgrade went through. And now he's trying to build 4 SCVs at the time. He knows that he needs to catch up here, but the problem is that his income is currently even better than his opponents, but only because of the mules that he just called down with those 4 orbitals. But this is not going to last forever.
He's got a lot of energy still available, actually. Could be dropping more. I'm actually counting right now about 400 energy in total between these orbitals, but he's using a lot of scans right now because one wrong position move can end the game for him. And the Observer sees everything, every move out. The Zealot is being very annoying here. When mules are your economy and you have to pull them away, this is a terrible feeling. And he pulls back to defend, and this allows Hero to now get himself into another great position on the ramp. And this is going to be possibly the end of Pole here. Hero decides not to commit, however.
At this point in time, we have the army of Hero going straight to the right side of the map, trying to angle in here. And here we go, moves in, takes down the SCVs. Of course, the orbital is moved back into the main base, but Hero once again in a dominant position. Maybe this drop play, a desperate attempt of Bolt, but no, there's already the High Templar, and as soon as the
cannon,
yeah, the cannon as well. He can storm, he can feedback. This is so bad for Paul. It's a horrible position for him to be in.
Yeah, you're so right. And with all the pylons, observers, everything on the map for Hero to spot, he's just got no stress about this. Paul's going to take out some spotting pylons. That's all he can accomplish with this. But his base is once again under attack. Archons lead the charge to tank the damage to allow the Templar to get close. He's stemmed so many times, he's out of medevac energy now.
This is really bad. He's still down at 26 harvests, which also means at the same time, of course, that his army supply is not looking that bad, but in comparison to Hero's armies, it's still not enough.
Yeah.
Here we have the Terran player stimming over and over again, and Hero is about to complete +3/+3, and then being ahead in upgrades once again.
I like his choice to wait here for the storms. The storms are perfect, and now what can he even do?
These storms, it can't get a lot much better than these storms. Look at this storm, another one hits home. All those Marauders are already down to the red. Yes, they take down a High Templar, but is this gonna kill Hero? No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Zealots in the main base working at the production. The Dark Shrine coming up now for Hero, as already pointed out, and with the 4th base that the Protoss player is currently establishing at the right side of the map, things are more than grim for Bold.
I don't think Hero could lose this game if he tried, man. You know, there's the Dark Templar are going to be so annoying to deal with. It's basically going to make him unable to use any drops. Plus, with all the scans he needs to use on the Warp Prism he's still got available.
Hero has more. Hero actually has 140 army supply, whereas Bolt has only 80 total supply. This is basically all red cannon player in the middle of the map now. Storms everywhere. With mules, and he calls GLG. Wow.